What's up, vinyl community? It's Steve from Steve Spins Records, and today we're going to look at a record store day drop from 2021, Donny Hathaway's Live. So Donny Hathaway Live, 8,500 copies were released on Record Store Day, retailed for $25, and at 52 minutes and 39 seconds, that comes in at about 47 cents per minute. But let's get to it. Donny Hathaway, didn't know much about him before Record Store Day, but I did a little research and understood that he was one of the pioneers of soul and one of the people that moved it along in order to make it as popular as it was during the 70s. And born in 1945, went to Howard University, where he met Roberta Flack, which he had a lot of collaboration with throughout his career. Then he moved to Chicago to work for Curtom Records, where he was a house producer, is what they said, which is kind of interesting. You have house bands, you have house musicians, but you also have a house producer at Curtom. And then he starts recording his own songs. His big songs are The Ghetto, Someday We'll All Be Free, and Little Ghetto Boy, which was, I believe, sampled by Dr. Dre, as well as Wu-Tang Clan, and John Legend, which is great. Another Donny Hathaway interesting tidbit is he was also on the song This Christmas, which is played ad nauseum during the holiday season. Great song. It's actually not a bad Christmas song, so it's nice that they play it a lot, but he was on that song as well, which is just kind of an interesting factoid about Donny Hathaway. So this album was taken from two concerts that were both recorded in 1972. First one was at the Troubadour in Hollywood. The second one was at a place called the Bitter End in New York City, and it was on an Atlantic label. So without further ado, let's crack it open and see what was inside. I added a custom outer sleeve here, but it's got a nice kind of almost matte finish on the cover, which is really cool. So inside, this is what it looks like. You get a nice picture of Donny there, as well as just some overarching hype for the record itself. The baddest new sound on the scene, which was said by Aretha Franklin, which is great. You got things like the best new singer to emerge from the 1970s, a style distinctively his own. What else we got on here? Yeah, Roberta Flack says Donny has got his thing together, which is great. And then just a quick track listing. You've got side one, What's Going On, which is originally by Marvin Gaye. Then you got The Ghetto, Hey Girl. You've Got a Friend, which again is also by Carole King, so not an original, but two covers on the first side. Then side two, you got Little Ghetto Boy, We're Still Friends. Jealous Guy, another cover by John Lennon, originally. And then Voices Inside, Everything is Everything. So that is the inner part. Again, a really nice job there. And then the back side, you've got the photo of them live. Let's take a quick gander at the hype sticker. So yeah, so this is the original shrink. It came in. It's got the kind of silver Record Store Day sticker there, as well as the stunning performances recorded at the Troubadour, Bitter End, originally released 180 gram vinyl, limited edition of 8,500. So that's great. Just do that there for now. Put that away in a sec. And then let's take a look at the actual disc here. So it was originally on Atlantic, I believe, but it was on a sub-brand of Atlantic called Atco, which I think also, I want to say, had AC/DC at the time. Like, there's a lot of strange things that popped up on Atlantic's Atco, but this is side one. Side two, black vinyl, kind of a nice gold label there with everything listed out. And again, like I mentioned earlier, it's about an hour long, which is a good amount of time to listen to one 33 RPM vinyl record. So the cool thing is, in that hour, you're not going to want to stop listening to it. So it's just a great record all the way through. I didn't know much about Donny Hathaway. I didn't know much about this record in particular. Took it on kind of a flyer. I said, $25. Okay, sure. Let's give it a shot. And oh man, this is quite the pickup from Record Store Day. It's one of the ones that I've played most often out of the things that I've picked up on Record Store Day. And it's just been something that I really enjoyed listening to. When you think about who the record's for, who might like it, really anybody with a crossing interest in soul music. Anyone who likes even oldies, I would say, would probably be fine to listen to this record and really enjoy it because they're going to hear things in it that they're like, oh yeah, I've heard that song, or oh, that's interesting, I didn't know he sang that, or they pick up on some of the covers that he's doing, and of course, What's Going On is a timeless classic by Marvin Gaye, which he does a really, really nice job on. Donny Hathaway does on this record. So, some other fun facts about Donny Hathaway and this record. Donny Hathaway is mentioned by Amy Winehouse. So Donny Hathaway, I guess, is an influence on a lot of people. Let's see who we have going here. Yeah, Amy Winehouse. I feel like Alicia Keys. There are a ton of folks that mention Donny Hathaway as an influence on what they do and their work that they've done. In fact, in Amy Winehouse's Rehab, she says she makes a reference to it's nothing I can't learn from Mr. Hathaway or something like that, which is referring to obviously Donny Hathaway. I won't break this down track by track. Every one of them is amazing. That's what I'll have to say about that. There are some serious solos. There's some serious solos on it too, which I didn't expect coming into it. One is a live record, which, from time to time there are great solos that happen live. How many of them are actually recorded? Few. But this has several great solos from the members of the band that was playing with Donny Hathaway. Let me just give those guys a couple shout outs here while we've got it, because the personnel is listed out in here. So you've got Donny Hathaway on vocals, electric piano and organ, Phil Upchurch, lead guitar on side 1, Cornell Dupree, lead guitar on side 2, Mike Howard, who's the guitar, Willie Weeks on bass, Fred White on drums, and Earl DeRune on conga drums. Bass solo during Voices Inside was taken for the Troubadour. And then members of the band sing background vocals on Little Ghetto Boy and Jealous Guy. All arrangements by Donny Hathaway. So, let's see. Yeah, that's the crew that's in here. And again, just a fantastic record. I think I picked it up on a recommendation watching Mike on the In-Grooves YouTube channel. He mentioned this one as it was, one of the drops, and he was like, you got to get this record. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out, give it a shot. Beyond that, oh yeah, it's also it's on a ton of lists of great live records of all time. So number 48 on Rolling Stone's 50 Greatest Live Albums. So definitely check it out if you're interested in soul music, if you're interested in vocalists, if you're interested in just awesome solos or live records. Those are kind of the categories I would say that anyone who's interested in that type of music would enjoy this record from Donny Hathaway. Unfortunately, I also looked into Donny Hathaway's personal life, and one of the things I noticed when I looked him up was that he did pass away tragically young in 1979, so kind of lived through the 70s, but by the end of the 70s, he was experiencing mental illness and untreated, I think, or was treated and then went off medication, and just it didn't end well. He ended up, I think, committing suicide, jumping out a window. It's just terrible tragedy. And it's really interesting to know a bit more about this artist and the work that he did while he was here. So that's it. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. It just helps me a ton. Help me ride the algorithms to reach more people and get more fans. And if you've subscribed, thank you for subscribing. We've got over 100 subscribers, which is kind of crazy to me, because I'm just a dude who sits in his basement talking about vinyl records. But if you like this video, we've got a ton more. Be sure to subscribe. If you haven't already, you'll get all of our different updates as we go, as we talk about the records we have in the collection. Tons more RSD Drop 1 content coming out, so be on the lookout for that. And thanks for watching. I'm Steve from Steve Spins Records.